Good morning. It's TedMisztela-Realtor here. I just wanted to check in with you this morning and share a listing that I came across. So today we find ourselves with a nice hot latte, checking out a listing that one of our investor clients sent us and wanted to get inside to check out. And take a look at where it is on the map. And I think that this is one of the things that drew them to it. We're right here, okay? And this is a good 3 minutes from the community college, maybe 3.5 minutes from the hospital over on the Dartmouth side, 5 to 10 minutes from downtown, depending on traffic. And there's a tennis club right here, St. George's. There's lakes. There's shopping. You jump on this 111 here. There's Kent. There's so close to Dartmouth Crossing. Really amazing location. And still some affordable properties in this area. So you can't really beat the location on this one. You have no trouble renting it. So it passes the location test. Next thing, we'll pop through the pictures. It's, what was the age on it? We got 55 years on this property. We'll jump into the secret back end of the software after this to see what kind of goodies we can get that extra information only the realtors can get. I did read quickly, though, that one of the upgrades was roof a certain number of years ago where they added pitch to it, which I'm really happy about. Flat roofs are frustrating, but it looks like they added a very small degree of slope to it so that the water would run off. It'd be nice to see. Yeah, it looks like there's some rain gutters on the side where they sloped it to. Thank goodness they're not on the other side. All right, so as you can see, just like, this one isn't bragging about its architectural design. It's very function built. It's a place for someone to live. And we're looking at one vacant unit, one occupied unit. You can just see all the cables hanging out of the wall. Some hardwood floors. It'll be interesting to see how level those are, how many dips and dives there are. But the kitchen must have been upgraded at least within the last 10 years. So it's just on the edge of wanting to get refreshed again, this property. And that would be a nice way to drive some more value into it. But for the most part, it looks fairly bright. Here's some unfinished space. And this gets us to the occupied side. Be interested to see what the rent report looks like on this side, what type of lease they're in. Okay, here's their downstairs. This one looks a lot rougher. Like there's seams in the walls here. It's this drop ceiling, so we make some real improvements. Very similar layout, maybe a little bit smaller in size to a project we took on over the last year where we ended up converting the lower level of a house like this. We connected the basements and blocked them off from the rest of the house. Ended up with a triplex with new rules possibly coming out saying that you can have up to 4 units anywhere. So it'd be interesting to see what this would look like if you had like maybe 2 additional bachelor apartments or studio apartments in the basement. Now, we're not completely above grade here, so there would be like like a reset, a well. You'd have to dig out down to the bottom of the foundation. You can see these oil tanks here. It'd be nice to get this property off of oil and onto, like baseboards and heat pumps. Get the utilities into the tenant's name. Decks look like they might be able to use some love. We'll be able to tell a lot more when we see it in person. So our next stop is to check all the things that I was able to download, all the goodies. All right, as I promised, we'll get into the goodies I tracked down. All right, so first thing we've got here is a notice of rental increase that starts on January 1st. The one thing it does tell us, though, is that the tenant that is in there is paying probably a third to half of market rent for their unit. Their rent was increased from $700 to $735 per month, but that's one of the biggest drawbacks. Except for in cases where the new owners would be moving in, then we would file a Form DR2 and they would occupy the unit. All right, so there were lots of goodies here. So the first one we're going to look at, there's some notes on the tenants. So 25 is the one that's rented at $735. He pays his own utilities other than cold water. Now they're claiming that 75 is vacant and that they could ask for $1,900 plus utilities. That sounds very fair. We are looking around $1,000 a room these days. Here's a list of the upgrades that they've done. Painted it, new water tanks, oil tanks are newer. So it was 2014, so about 10 years ago that the roof was replaced. New sewer line is a nice touch. Sump pump installed for emergency, never backed up. Okay. And then it doesn't have a year on it, but both panels are upgraded to breakers. A little picture of the lot, somewhat of a corner. Another copy of the location certificate, a little bit more official. Here's the property tax for the year. You would expect this to go up a little bit after a higher purchase price. Normally it takes about a year and a half for that to kick in, but they always find a way to get their tax money. Here's a water bill. Looks like it's low, but that's because one unit is vacant, so that doesn't look crazy for half of a building. Neat. Here's a floor plan. Okay, so we got 2 bedrooms upstairs, living and dining room, walk out to the back. Here's the basement. So this could be interesting. That's where I could see some major improvement to the value of this property. Some redevelopment, either with, like a door and a stairwell, or even, connecting the two into the whole basement being an apartment. All right. Well, thanks for taking the time to listen to me rant about this property. Very interesting. Looks like there's lots of potential. And if you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out. I'll include a link to all those pertinent documents along with this video. Thanks again.